a demonstration of Microsoft Whiteboard. So I'm not doing a live camera because my camera is terrible on this very old computer. So this is just a background with a picture of myself in there. And that's perfectly fine to use if you still want to have that personal touch so people can see the person who's actually talking to them, but it doesn't have to be a live one. So now I'm just going to swap to my other screen where I've got Whiteboard already open. Okay, so Whiteboard can be opened in the Teams meeting itself by going to that little button with the upward arrow and going down to Microsoft Whiteboard. But you can also open it directly from your browser, and it's all linked up because these are all Microsoft products. So we can go to whiteboard.microsoft.com, and then we can see all the whiteboards that we have ever made. So you can see that I've used some getting my Neuro 4010 students used to using it. Stuart Hodgetts and myself used it for exam preparation. You can see here we were writing, or Stuart was kind of leading the discussion between students answering this question. It was actually quite helpful, I think, to have somebody else scribing. So I was scribing and just writing all these little things in here. All the students have access to that. So it's really helpful. I've also used it with my first year medical science students. So here we are doing some revision. So these are drawings with a mouse because I do not have a pen. So these are just looking at the common bile duct, skin, brains, looking at the ovarian ligament apparently here. Not quite sure what we're doing there. A bit of heart as well. So these are not great drawings, but they are enough to give context to answer students' questions, and they quite enjoyed that particular activity. Today, we are going to have a look at this one here. So we're just waiting for it to download. Okay, so here we've got a start, stop, continue retrospective, and this template has been picked up on the left-hand side here. There are over 40 templates. This is just one of the learning ones. So there's all different types, and I've just selected this start, stop, continue. Now, what I have changed, you can see down here that the boxes are squares. I don't like using the squares, and they seem to all be squares in these templates because squares, when you try to increase the size of the text, it increases the whole thing in only a square shape. So you can't change the width or the length. So much easier to delete those squares and add in a rectangle. And I'll show you how easy that is to do. So if we hit on the plus button over here, we get shapes. We can grab a rectangle, click on that, and then we can easily plop it down and resize it. We can change the color of it if we want, or we can insert a picture. So we could grab a picture. Well, that's the alternate text. We can go back over here to add. We can add in a picture over here, so we can say things we're going to start doing. So here I've just added in a picture. We're going to start following Kevin Stratbert on YouTube because he has great YouTube content, and I can put a special star on here to tell you or encourage you to go and do it. Give him a big thumbs up. Something else, I just thought, here's an activity, something that we can start, continue, and retrospective. And this is because I'm doing my allied training this week. So what we can start doing is using sex and gender terms correctly. If there's something else, we can add some more starting things in there. These are great things to just grab ideas during discussion. Things we can stop doing, we can stop referring to binary genders and sexes. We can stop using sex and gender interchangeably in our writing, and we can stop being silent bystanders. And things that we can continue to do is using pronouns when we introduce ourselves and on our email signatures, and advocating for equal rights for everyone. And if you like this, you can give these great big ticks, big heart emoji. There's all sorts of emojis that you can do in here. And of course, if you have allowed the collaboration setting, all of your students or collaborators can also add their own in here. Now, if we have a look up the top here, I've put a couple of YouTubes that I suggest you go and watch. Kevin Stratford's YouTube's over here, so just copy this link out of here and stick it in your browser. Here's some shortcut on your keyboard, which you can scroll up and down here. And here's a YouTube that shows how to use those shortcuts when you're using a mouse and a keyboard and not a pen or a stylus. So this is just a really quick introduction. There are so many different templates to use. What I suggest is that you get into your whiteboard. So go to whiteboard.microsoft.com, go down to learning, grab some of these and start playing around in your own sandbox. And really the limit is your imagination. So good luck with that.